got my ass wondering.
Okay, we are back. It's the Hot Seat Radio Show. Donovan Sadiq and Tay, the wild of the Wilders. And a lot of stuff has been happening in Moreno Valley. Sean came by and he said what he needed to say. Miss Deja came by and was giving us a little taste of what's going to happen in Loving the Skin I'm In. We're going to be doing a live broadcast out of New Roads, Louisiana. And New Roads, Louisiana is where I was born, and that's where the legend started. And that is how I became a thorn in the side of the city of Moreno Valley. Now, Tay, real quick.
Sir.
The city of Moreno Valley says that we should not be alarmed, and Highland Fairview's paying all its money and its bills. And you said in the last segment that, no, that's not necessarily true. As a taxpayer, how do you feel about how the city addresses the voters?
I'm watching this whole thing on Facebook, and it saddens me because while it was a very valid question to ask, and yes, it was taken to social media to get the residents of the city to ask the question. Yeah. I mean, it's a reasonable.
It's a valid question.
Ask,
and as somebody who pays the bills, I have a right to ask, where's my money going to, and what are you doing with it?
And then it starts to become this anti versus, which has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Everyone just assumes that if you question anything in this city, you're automatically anti-WLC.
Okay, why does everything have to be tied up to the WLC? Why can't I just be a concerned citizen wanting to know?
But the problem is this. I'm a person who, I don't care about the project.
The project's been approved.
It's approved. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, it's done.
So
why are you anti if the project's been approved?
If the project is, since it's going to go forward, I just
25 years.
I want us as the residents to get the most out of our money for it. I want us to have, I want us to benefit from this. Mm-hmm. So if people are questioning how, like this money for lawyer fees, which to me seems absurd, because how are you a developer and you can't pay $200-something thousand when you put in $200,000 just on Cabrera's campaign?
Right, that's $100,000 he put in.
Okay, he put in $100,000. Well, there's $100,000 that could have went to the city. He did X amount of dollars for Mr. Gutierrez's campaign. He did X amount of dollars.
Victoria Baca's campaign.
Putting money here and there, but he's not doing it. He's not applying it to where it needs to be.
Well, but that's because he's a businessman. You got to understand this. And just use your common sense.
But as a businessman, you still pay your bills.
No, you don't need to pay your bills, because that $100,000 that I invested in Boy Toy Carreras, Idiot Gutierrez, and Criminal Baca, that's going to indemnify me against the city. So that small investment is really going to be in my benefit, because when it comes down to it, you know what? We've now decided 3-2 that we are going to forgive those debts of Highland Fairview and move forward, since he's been such a great benefactor to the city. And that could happen.
But outside of Skechers, what else has he done?
He hasn't even done Skechers. See, everybody keeps bringing that up. I hate when people do that.
Saying, if he's had some type of... Just using Skechers as a baseline.
Okay, baseline.
Okay.
An unfinished project.
If he's done Skechers, what else has he done? Nothing. Where the Bridge Properties, who's, trying to do the golf course...
Right.
They're going to give us a golf course.
Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls Club. They're going to do things for the city to benefit the residents. So my question is, why do we have to be so divided? Why is it that if we question anything about Highland Fairview, all of a sudden
their panties are in a bunch?
All of a sudden they descend from the shadows, and then they're
from their fake profiles.
Then they're calling people names, and we're antis and all this other fun stuff.
But yet they employ people who go and vandalize neighborhoods.
But not just that. They when we question Highland Fairview, then they turn around and say, well, Dave Marquez isn't doing anything. And they turn around and attack people who aren't affiliated with their crew. So it's kind of twofold. We question things that happen in the city that Highland Fairview is associated with, and then they turn around and they tear down the city council, and then they're like, well, I don't see what the purpose is when all you guys are just always going to always nitpick us. Well, you guys do the same thing. No one is exempt from the nitpicking.
Right.
And it's just ridiculous, because, like, everyone's like, okay, so the originator, I shouldn't say the originator, but I originally saw this, the whole, the Highland Fair, the money was a post by LaDonna Jimson. I don't know if she originated it, but I just remember she was the first person, and if I'm wrong, please, LaDonna, just text me and tell me I'm wrong.
Well, she doesn't listen to the show, don't worry about that.
It started with a very,
calm.
It had facts and figures and dollar amounts and all these other fun things. Okay, great. So that's a question that needed to be asked. As residents,
sure.
And just because she's no longer on the city council doesn't mean she's against Highland Fairview because she didn't get voted in.
Wait, how could she be against Highland Fairview when it was a unanimous vote to move the WLC forward?
I'm only regurgitating what's being put out there because there are some very nasty comments from Highland Fairview associates posted, and that's
employees, not associates, employees.
But again, that's my whole thing. You want Highland Fairview people to leave Highland Fairview alone? Then stop these rude and vulgar,
and vicious,
and it's just unnecessary. You want to take away the stigma, the negative connotations that when we say Highland Fairview, it's almost like Voldemort. He that shall not be named.
Right.
You want to take away that stigma? Then stop acting like a bunch of assholes on the internet.
Right.
Seriously.
Stop trolling. Stop with the fake profiles. Stop with the stupid comments without facts.
And then like this, this one, LaDonna's latest heist. LaDonna has no... You know what?
I didn't do that.
No, I know you didn't. But I'm just saying, the whole LaDonna bank robber, it's old.
It's old.
It really is.
It is.
But people keep bringing it up like it's going to hurt her feelings. It doesn't hurt her feelings. What it's going to do is going to bring you a lawsuit. People don't understand the version of defamation of character and slander.
Well, not in that situation. But go ahead.
Not in that situation. But like, it's stupid.
Because she's a bank robber, so that you can't.
But again, it's old.
Yeah, it's old. But
it's old.
But people can still use it.
But again, when does enough get enough?
Basically, what you're saying is, when are people going to grow up?
Yeah. Who cares? It was in her past. We've dragged her from freaking L.A. to Moreno Valley and all the way back to Marina Del Rey and back to the city.
Again.
She's been dragged over it. Her name. But here's the thing. I don't care however this whole thing took place.
Sure.
It's over. It's over. We have bigger fish to fry in the city than sitting up here worried about, LaDonna Jimson's only doing this because she's butthurt because she didn't get elected. Right. No, LaDonna Jimson is still a resident of this city and still has a voice in this city.
Absolutely.
And she has the absolute right to exercise that voice. Absolutely. But when people come at her and attack her, you're just a bank robber, who cares?
Well,
or you're just a criminal, or these are horrible things that people keep...
I'm not going to disagree with you on that, and you are totally on the right road. However, LaDonna brought that on herself by not disclosing that.
Correct. But we don't need to keep beating her down for it.
No, we don't, but that's human nature of people.
But after a while, it's just so exhausting.
Okay.
Only because, here's the thing. We are at a point in this city where we need to stop with the calling her a bank robber. We need to stop with all these different little factions of people disliking each other, because we have a serious fucking problem in this city.
And I said that last time on the show.
I know that if I'm going to start rallying the troops, I know that I'm going to point to LaDonna Jimson only because she has city council experience, so she can advise me on things that I don't know. But hold on.
Go ahead.
Just rock with me for a minute, okay?
Because you make me lose a point, but go ahead.
I'm going to need LaDonna Jimson. She may not want to be a part of it, which is fine, and I understand that. But if I say, hey, Mrs. Jimson, I need, we have a problem, and I really want to bring you in on this. And she may say, well, you know what, Shantae, you sit up here and call me a bank robber, and you call me this, that, and the other. I don't want nothing to do with you. And the same goes with Denise Fleming. I may personally not like Denise Fleming, her attitude. Because how she came across with me, she rubbed me the wrong way. And
she does it to everybody.
I may not care for her, I would hope that when I say, look, everyone needs to get together, we need to put our personal feelings to the side. Maybe she won't. Maybe she can't. But I do have to understand that
I talked about that on my show. I talked about it on my show.
We had this conversation earlier about words having meaning and definitions and all these other
power.
fun things. And we need to take, instead of using those words against everyone, we need to get everyone together and get everyone on the same page and unify to get these stupid Highland Fairview cronies out of city staff, off the dais, and out of our damn city. And that's why I'm saying, yeah, we may have
differences.
While how I live my life may not align with how LaDonna in her past lived her life, or how Denise lives her life, or how Jerry Mercado or Dave Marquez or Roy Bleckert or Deborah Craig, whoever. There's going to be a point in time where we are all going to get sick of this stupid BS, and we're going to want to take our city back. And we're all going to need each other in one way, shape, or form or another, except for Evan Morgan. I'm sorry, I don't care. There's nothing you can say in this world that would make me ever want to work or associate myself with Evan Morgan.
Okay, so stop right there. I could.
And I have a reason why.
Okay.
And it's the same reason why you have the same reason why.
Wait. Okay, so you're saying, by your logic, I should stop calling Evan Morgan Forcible Rape Morgan, homophobic, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And wait. So, by your logic, that's what you just said. I need to stop doing that, because what's done is done. And in regards to LaDonna, my problem with LaDonna is this. She admitted that in the 2 years that she stole that election from me, as a person, like I said, it's not personal with me and her, because I did work with her, I did show that I can work with anybody. It doesn't matter, because we're military people. I'll work with you. You could be a redneck. I don't care. I'm going to get the job done. However, in LaDonna's situation, she was a councilman for 2 years.
Right.
She had the power. What did she do? Nothing.
Right. And, if I lived in District 1, I would have a little heartburn about that. I would have some heartburn about that. You are so correct.
Why didn't she get documents on Highland Fairview and expose what was going on? No, she got up there and got along to get along. Now, real quick, Dave's a good friend of mine. Dave is sitting on that dais doing the best he can. Don't get me wrong. And don't take this out of context.
No.
What he needs to start doing is going. He has the power to go and expose what's going on up there and telling the city staff, I want this document. I want this. Go to the press. Start doing what he needs to do.
Correct.
But he's not doing that right now.
Right. But what I'm saying is, okay, when it comes to Evan Morgan, and here's the reason why.
Evan Morgan in particular. Okay.
He is currently on the school board.
Yes.
I have children. He has children. That video that he did and then tried to excuse...
No, he blamed it on his daughter. He didn't do that. That was his daughter.
But see, here's my thing. An infant can't do that. But anyway, that type of behavior is inexcusable, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
Something as nasty and as disgusting and as traumatic as as rape, and then someone
and
thinks,
you have a daughter.
and you make light of, and yes, you have a daughter, you have a wife, you have a mother,
ex-wife.
And, well,
she's smart.
His marital status is not here nor there. But what I'm saying is that type of and then to have he doesn't care. He's very, very flippant about it.
Because he's a mental psycho. As somebody who has a degree, as you see up there, in social and behavioral science, he is a ticking time bomb. And if I had children in the school district, I would be concerned.
If it would be something different if he would have said, but it's just he's someone that I think is somewhat of no integrity, and that's where I'm gonna just leave it. And I do not think that someone that acts like that, because remember, in the whole beginning, I was telling you, oh no, give Evan the benefit of the doubt, and you kept laughing at me. And I'm like, no, it's his tweets are taken out of context. I get it. Okay, so I'm an idiot. I will admit I'm an idiot. And the whole video, and I watched it for myself, and as much as I try to give Evan the benefit of the doubt, he continually jumps on Facebook. And
he's not supposed to be on Facebook because he is representing a school district, and everything that he says is a representation of that school board.
But, again, if people want to rock with Highland Fairview, rock with Highland Fairview. I'm fine with it. You know what? If that's what, keeps the lights on and food on the table.
If you actually believe in 25 years that you're going to get a job, at a warehouse with technology and robots taking over. Good luck with that.
But it's like this. There's like this wishy. Like there's some people that are wishy-washy on the whole Highland Fairview thing, and it's like it's either you're with them or I shouldn't say it, but it's like, oh, I took money from Ito, but now I don't, and now it's kind of like, but I just really would.
Part of the problem.
It's like figure it out. Figure your shit out. It's either you're with Ito and all of his BS tactics, or you're not. But you can't sit here and justify, oh well, yeah, he's doing great for the community, but I can't stand when he does this stuff. His antics that he sends people to city council meetings to be obstructionist.
When are you going to make a stand? Either you're for right or you're for wrong.
But I think that's what needs to happen. But it's not this anti versus. It has nothing to do with the WLC. It has to do everything with ethics and ethical behavior. When you have people that are out here running a campaign and you're paying someone to go out and vandalize other people's property,
neighborhood and property,
and you're like, oh well, you know what? She's
40 years in the wilderness. Oh God, let my people go.
It's you can't condone that type of behavior and associate with people who perform that type of behavior and then say, well, no, we're all great. Everything's great over here.
I've never seen an anti-WLC person, whoever that might be, and don't associate me. And I love when idiot moron says that I'm an anti-WLC. I've never been against the WLC.
I think the location is stupid.
Thank you.
I think the location is stupid. But again, that's just
right,
20 plus years of logistics.
But that shows you how psycho he is. Why would you identify me as against warehouses when I never said that? I've never said that.
I just think it's my whole thing is for the people who go that stand for Highland Fairview.
God bless you.
You know what? If that's where
you're not going to be here in 25 years, but God bless you.
If that's where you want to hang your hat, then fine. But
get your check.
But you can't act like this for the city to see, and then expect people to be like, oh, Highland Fairview, with open arms. You can't sit up here and do these type of goon behaviors and then wonder why people are just so standoffish when it comes to Highland Fairview. Your behavior is turning people off.
It's not just their behavior, it's their tactics. If this WLC is so popular as they claim, why not let the people vote? Why does the council have to vote on that? The reason why they didn't want the people to vote, because they knew it would be shot down by the people who are engaged in the electoral process.
And I had a conversation with a very nice man from Highland Fairview. We had it was after the second debate.
Mr. White?
I don't know what his last
name is. The old guy?
No. Hispanic gentleman.
Okay.
Anyways,
I know what you're talking about.
We had a very nice conversation. Very nice person. And I told him the only problem why I'm kind of standoffish is because of people like Evan Morgan, and this Adolfo Orozco, and all these people that jump on and they automatically just start dragging people's characters and calling them liars and they're stupid. But if this is the organization that you support, you shouldn't have to come out like that towards people.
That's true.
If people want to come at you like that, then you shouldn't have to lower yourself and act like that. And that's just how I feel. Okay. You should, if you are so strong in your position, these thug-like activities,
you don't need to do.
Shouldn't even have to exist.
And especially when you're backed by so much money, you don't even have to get.
You don't even have to lower yourself.
Right.
Let these people embarrass themselves. And that's just me. If you're going to sit up here and do all of this.
Well, which brings up a good point. I don't mean to cut you off. Which brings up a good point. Why is it that every time somebody has an opinion that is contrary to the WLC, they immediately attack that person?
But that's their marching orders. In my opinion, I think that's their marching orders. Anytime anything anti is brought up, you're supposed to go out there and, just like Korea, you defend them and you take the fight north, and you don't have to fight every single Facebook post. You're standing alone. But
what if your opinion is just your opinion? It's like me. I have an opinion.
But we're entitled to that opinion. I'm entitled to that as a resident. But the problem is Like, if I voice my opinion, and then all of a sudden it's, you're a liar, you're a hypocrite, and you don't do anything, and then they're posting videos about how horrible these people are, and everybody's a crook, and all this stuff. And I'm like, it doesn't need to go that far. It never needs to go that far.
Right. The only problem that they do, they say all this stuff with no facts or proof.
But then they turn around and say that that's what we're doing when we, like, this whole thing with the money. Oh, it's Dolores, it's Gerardo Mercado, it's all these other people.
The fact is, he is behind in payments. No matter how you look at it, he's behind in his payments.
But and if he's behind, okay.
Right. That's a fact.
But you can't jump, and these people unleash the fury on these freaking keyboards. And I'm like, my God.
Keyboard gangsters.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like, my God. But... And the sad part about it is, I think that if Highland Fairview and, the crew stop with the BS and actually make it, they can turn this WLC into something positive.
I've told Ito that several times.
If they stop this BS.
I've told Ito that several times. Who he associates himself with and who he uses to promote or, gangsterize his thing makes him look very bad. He's a businessman. When you got to use goons and people who can't speak English that are probably questionable if they're even residents, that's a reflection of your company. And I've told you that several times. You have an image problem.
Well, yeah, he has a very serious image problem. And I think that, and I've told the individual that I spoke with, you have to change your image. If you want Highland Fairview to be welcomed in this
community.
In this community, then you have to show us how you're going to benefit the community, not by words, but by deeds.
Right.
And
complete something. I've told Ito that. Show me one project you've completed. He can't do it.
Do something. Donate to the library.
Make a civic center.
Make a skate park. No,
he's not going to do that.
Make a community, like I posted about a community guard. Do something that gives something outside of Skechers and this proposed WLC. Do something for the city.
Okay, here's my thing before we end this segment. Skechers is not complete, and now he wants to do a WLC. And we do not have, as a resident, I do not have a reason to question this man's intention.
In my opinion, I would never have let him start Project 2 without finishing Project 1. But
that's common sense. That's too much like right. But go ahead.
But that's just me. If he really was behind, and I know there was other initiatives and different projects that he is.
It doesn't matter. You were approved to do this project. You complete that project.
But
period.
I think that if I don't know. I'm just kind of over this. We can't talk about Highland Fairview without we can't question anything without us being attacked personally. And that's where my problem is, because I'm literally scrolling through Facebook right now, and people are the things that people are saying to Jerry Mercado and Dolores Jemison. It's despicable.
Give me an example.
Oh, well, let's see.
Because I don't want people to think that we're making this stuff up.
So Evan Morgan, he was posting
Moron.
How many times had he's lied or spread information to push his political agenda?
What political agenda? Jerry Mercado?
Jerry Mercado's not running for anything.
No, and he's not. He's a resident.
He's a resident. What's the problem? And then, Evan had this long post about, don't fall for tactics that certainly don't use these pathetic tactics. Excuse me. But
you're a school board member and pot calling the kettle black.
This is a very clear example of political posturing and the agenda spinning. You've had many people share a stupid number figure as an attention getter when then made false accusations. Well, they sure cleared that up, didn't they?
Okay, where's Evan's proof to counteract what Mr. Mercado supposedly is saying?
But Dolores Jemison has the facts.
Right.
She went to the city and pulled the numbers.
Right. So where's his counter fact? We're just supposed to believe a guy who takes it into keister from Ito.
It's just.
Here's a guy who does a comedy routine with racist and homophobic
you're
tweets.
A resident that ran and lost in District 1, and since then you've been twisting everything to suit your anti-WLC and anti-Highland Fairview agenda. See, this is stupid. This is stupid.
Here, make sure you copy that.
Jerry Mercado says, just build the WLC, just don't mess with politics. It's not that hard.
Right, exactly. The answer is very simple. But go ahead and Photoshop that, or take that, and we'll send that to Mr. Cleveland Johnson and everybody
I'm
that's
over the silliness. It's insane that these keyboard warriors come out and then when people are like, my God, what's going on in Moreno Valley?
I've got the solution to all of this. Besides, calling in the Marines and just going back to the county, I've got a lot of solutions to this. If they want all this stuff to stop, just like Mr. Mercado just said,
be transparent as hell.
Build the WLC and prove us all wrong. But that's not going to happen. This is land speculation. They know it. Ito knows it. Those of us that have any common sense, we know it. You are not going to be here 25 years for something that's going to be built. If this truly was going to be built, Tay, and you know this as a logistics person, you have to build the infrastructure first. I don't see not one person building a truck stop, and we need a truck stop right now.
And I mean, this whole Evan Morgan attacking Jerry Mercado
because Evan's
on a personal level.
Because Evan is his sexuality is in question.
I don't know about all that, and I don't care to know about all that. I'm just over the fact that we can't have a conversation in this city
as an adult, right?
As adults, without being personally attacked and people, going on people's Facebook pages and slandering them and all these other fun making videos. It's just it's all dumb.
Well, remember when I first invited you to the city council? She can see the stuff for itself.
That was the first.
You have different factions now. Please explain to me, why would LaDonna Jimson run for office after she was exposed as being a bank robber? Wait, these are just facts. After she was exposed, and it did drop on her.
I gave him a look, that's why he said
that. But that's factual. Why run when, if we're on the same team, Mrs. Jimson, it wouldn't matter if I had the seat or you had the seat. Victoria Baca wouldn't have the seat. And like you said, this goes back to all the different factions. And until these baby boomers sit their asses down, we need new blood. As simple as that. Because the route that we've been on has been fulfilled by guys like Bill Beatty. You don't see him around anymore. Jesse. All these people leave in disgrace. And they all have left in disgrace. And that's where we're at today. And the younger generation should be mad that this is what the city thinks of you by bringing in these dumbass, low-paying warehouse jobs that nobody wants until it's Christmas time. So I hear you, but
I'm just.
It's going to be the way it's going to be until this particular developer, gets the hell out of the city.
And it's really creating such an ugly rift in this city, and it doesn't need to be that way. And that's the sad part, only because if Ito truly wanted to start building things and developing things,
he doesn't.
I'm just going on. I'm erring on the side on optimism here. If he truly wanted to go out here and build these things, then just build it and let's go.
Right.
Let's just do this. But
I'm tired of giving the man chances, personally. And I'm going to tell you this, to go on record, since you're here. I said this on my show last night. I will work with anybody to get a consensus candidate in each of these races. But one thing I will not do, okay, if I have to sit down and suck it up, people that should not run for office, Donovan Sadiq, number one, should not run.
You are not running anymore.
No, but I'm just saying. You see what I'm saying? But no, wait. What I'm saying is, I put myself number one on the list. Donovan should not run, period. Denise Fleming should not run, period. LaDonna Jimson should not run.
I don't think she would.
Period. The people that have ran before should not run because we have our own agendas. So I'm willing to stand down and I will support anybody else but certain people that should not run.
But I think, and
that's the record for me.
Now, here's where we kind of disagree. Okay? I personally think that Denise Fleming should run for mayor.
No.
And here's why.
Go ahead.
Here's why. I think only because not only is she qualified.
She's highly qualified. I'll admit that.
I think you can. If
people have to stop stroking her ego.
Ego
is her problem. And she cannot win mayor. She can't.
But she can if she humbles herself.
But she won't.
I think she could.
She won't. Put it like this. Okay, put it like this.
Okay, I'm saying.
If she ran for mayor, I will run for mayor.
No.
No. And I'm saying that. No, listen what I'm saying. I will run because I don't want her to win.
Then don't set the city up like that.
No, exactly. That's why I said I shouldn't run, she shouldn't run, because we have our agendas. I do not want to stroke this woman's ego no more.
But here's the thing.
She needs to go.
We all are on the same page when it comes to the direction
She's not. She's not.
But how do you know? Have you
because,
talked to her?
Yes, I have. Remember at the first debate?
But
at
we're
the last
talking
thing?
about last year.
Right, the first debate last year.
We're talking about now.
A leopard doesn't change its spots.
Yes, it can.
No, it can't.
Yes, it
This
can.
is not virtual PC stuff.
No.
Denise Fleming is about Denise Fleming. She is not about...
I kid you not.
Okay, wait.
No.
No. Here's the deal.
Rock with me.
No, rock with me.
No, here.
No. I'm going to get this one.
I'm telling you, when
Name me one thing Denise Fleming has done for the community. One. Name me one thing that has nothing to do with her that she did for the community. And don't tell me this African American coalition bullshit.
I don't rock with Denise like that.
Okay?
But
I'm asking you.
No, but what I'm saying...
So you're saying you can't come up with anything?
I don't follow her like that.
But, so...
I don't...
Anybody listening right now...
I'm seriously not in her circle, so
if anybody listening right now, if you could name one thing Denise Fleming has done for the community of Moreno Valley, I will agree with Tay. But I will tell you this. Everybody knows what I've done for the community. In my community. I got the road repairs... I put on debates. All this stuff I do isn't about me. I do it for the community.
But what I'm saying is, she's like the rest of us, sitting back on the Barca Lounger, watching all these shenanigans go down.
No, she's not.
But
she's fooling you.
I'm giving her...
Oh, Ito, I can't wait to work with you.
Yeah, that still sticks in my head. But I'm just saying, if she threw her hat in the ring and that was the only viable candidate, if it was the only viable
I will vote for Gutierrez.
I would sooner burn in hell than do that.
I will vote for Gutierrez. Because you want to know why?
Because you already know what his agenda is.
Right, you already know what his agenda is, and we already know who he works for.
Yeah.
And, you know, and we know that. He's not hiding it. Denise Fleming is about Denise Fleming. She does not care about the community. She doesn't.
I always try to give people...
LaDonna Jimson does not care about the community. Why would you run for office and then don't know what to do?
No one knows what to... I wouldn't know what to do as a city council person.
In Edgemont? Right here? There's 1,000 things you can just look at the area.
Okay, but
I'm not a rocket science.
On the city council anymore.
That's right. She was bounced out of there.
It is what it is.
But
now we're stuck with...
Okay.
Now we're stuck with
answering your question, I, Donovan, will not support Denise Fleming because even if she had an act of contrition, it's an act.
Okay. What about Jerry Mercado?
Right now, honestly, I support Jerry Mercado.
Me too.
I support Jerry. Straight out.
I do.
What I'm saying is certain people should not be allowed to run. Do Donovan have agenda? Yes, I do. Everybody knows my agenda. Fixing Edgemont. That's my agenda. So, no, I shouldn't run. Denise Fleming shouldn't run. LaDonna Jimson had her chance and she blew it. Certain people should not be running.
And I can tell you...
To get a consensus, to get behind somebody else.
And I agree. We need new... Oh, Belle.
She's dreaming.
I know.
My poor puppy's dreaming.
We need new blood in the city that's going to revitalize, this sad, depressed...
Well, it's not even just to revitalize. It's to bring us all together.
Right. But we all...
Denise Fleming can't bring us together. I can't bring us together.
Oh, I know that.
LaDonna can't bring us together. You know, certain people that...
But you can play your role.
Yes, and helping that new person.
LaDonna can play her
yes.
role. Denise can play her
yes,
role.
Yes, I said that on the show.
But I need all of you to
yes.
play the role together.
Yes, and I'm willing to do that. And we agree on this. This is what I'm saying. We need to get a consensus of one candidate in each race. I'm willing to use my talents for whoever that
and to be
person
honest,
is.
This show is a wonderful thing for the city, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I think it's great.
It's the only thing going.
And I think...
People are trying to copy it, but okay.
Yeah.
Which is
but
great.
You know, with the Democratic Club of,
what a joke.
I know how you feel about them, but again... You're going to have to put how you feel.
I've said that. I'm willing to do that, but that doesn't mean I change my opinion about them.
No, and I'm not asking you to change your opinion.
Right.
What I'm asking you to do,
I am willing to get behind
put
a consensus candidate.
Put your feelings in a little box.
I am
in a box.
I could do that
in a box.
You know I can do that
with a weight.
You know that I can do that.
Drop it to the very bottom of your foot.
You know that I can do that. I've said it. I will say it again.
Because
as long as it isn't certain people.
We need to, as a collective,
get behind
together
a certain candidate that we all agree on.
Right. And we have a lot of wonderful talent in this city. We really do.
Absolutely.
And we have a lot of wonderful, experienced, not just former council members, because I'm talking about George Price.
Right.
We have a lot of, I would like Jesse Molina to unearth himself from wherever he's at.
He won't.
Oh, you know what? That's another topic.
Okay.
That's another topic. So we talk about Highland Fairview, right? We
yes.
talk about people who have taken money and all this other fun
sure.
stuff. And we talk about Chris Baca when he's on his worldwide apology tour and all this other fun stuff. If they have such a problem with Highland Fairview now, why aren't they diming them out?
That's a good question. And I've said that many, many times. Why haven't they gone down to the thing? Because I really think that these people have...
Cut a deal! Shit, cut a deal!
Yeah, something. But that goes to show you that you have agent provocateurs.
The depth of depravity of Highland Fairview.
Yes, that they play both sides. For all we know, they're still getting a white envelope to keep quiet.
True. But we need to get together as a city.
Yes. As
residents, concerned residents. And we need to put forth viable, electable... Candidates that have a good voting record. Candidates that are engaged in...
Candidates that do not flip-flop. They stand for one thing, and one thing, like me or hate me, the one thing people can say about me is...
You're consistent.
I'm consistent.
And we need consistency. But we also need someone that, if we dig into you, if I Google you, oh my God, please, I don't need to go to Riverside County and pull up... Even though I do think that Hector Diaz would have been an asset to this community and on the council.
Good.
I think Shalinda Bernard would have been a wonderful asset to the dais. I think
I would have been a wonderful asset to the dais, and the investigators and the handcuffs would have been on.
They would have recalled your ass.
No, they would not in this district. Not in this district. And when a person who was recalled could get reelected in less than 2 years, nothing would have happened to me. But I guarantee you, the federal marshals would have been locking down City Hall by now.
I'm just saying that this city has a lot of wonderful people in it.
They do. It does.
And we have
and they're leaving.
And they're tired of the same antics over and over and over. And every election, this is my second election here in the city, and it's like, my God, what what's going to happen now? Because you hear things about owning, Tom Ownings and all this other fun. And then when someone posted the video, I was like, oh my God, so this was real. You guys actually had to deal with it.
You see people like Louise, I'll vandalize your neighborhood, Palomares, doing what she does.
But here's the thing. That whole thing with all this grandstanding and the personal attacks during city council meetings, that's when, as a city council person, that's bringing too much chaos when we have business to handle.
And
so why are people like that and Louise adjacent allowed to continually...
Because they're on the payroll.
But I'm saying, as city council people, they should be like, okay, this shit has to come to an end.
Exactly. No, they get up there, like LaDonna did, total disappointment. Because when she stole the election from me, she should have been mayor the way it was written.
and even sometimes when people come and they disrespect Gutierrez, I don't even think that's cool because one, if you want to.
When I go up there, I don't disrespect
No,
them.
you don't. But I'm just saying, when people get up there and they're just
Digging,
disrespectful.
digs. Yeah, they put digs in.
And they do their little personal attacks, and then they attack people in the... It's... I'm like, do you understand that people are looking at this, and they're looking at the city, and they're going, oh my God, what is really
This is
going
the
on?
kind of politics that happens in Mexico. Bully politics. And you're dealing with people who are doing what you're saying that they're doing. They are immigrants from where? Mexico. So they're only doing what they know.
But it concerns... But we want the city to be taken seriously. However, we're not taking city business seriously. We're pushing one agenda, and we're disregarding everyone
Of course.
else. But then that goes into Gutierrez not taking people's appointments, and he's not returning phone calls, or he's blocking people on Facebook, or he's doing or he's limiting people to 2 minutes, and then the city attorney's jumping in, and it's like this is tag team wrestling at the
because
city
these are
council
people
meeting.
that don't know their rights and how to apply those rights.
But what I'm saying is, we've turned this into WWF when this is a city council meeting. We're supposed to be here to air what's going on specifically to the city. And this, what was the one before the election is when was to me one of the most embarrassing. And I wasn't here for WLC, and I heard it was horrible.
Horrible.
But when all these people got up to literally slander one candidate. That should have never happened, and that should have never been allowed to happen. And that mayor should have been a man and a mayor and stand and say, this is not... That should not happen.
No, you're right. But the mayor... I agree with you, but at this point, this has been going on so long, that mayor should have told the deputies to remove that person.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Period.
That kind of stuff should not happen. But if you want to be taken seriously... as a council person sitting on that dais, as the mayor pro tem, then one, you need to engage the residents, not the specific group.
No, they'll look at their phones, won't even look at you.
Not your chosen few. Mm-hmm. And that goes to everybody sitting on that dais. You have to, one, be able to work with one another, because you can see who wants to be there and who doesn't, all by their body language. Mm-hmm. You can see who wants to be there and who doesn't. Because everyone's like this, one's got an attitude, one's sitting here completely disengaged, one's off in space camp, and it's like, it's absurd. And then when the residents get up there, and you can tell who's here for who, and who has a legitimate concern, and who's just here to act like a 12-year-old and say, the mayor is stupid, Marquez, you're stupid, and this place is stupid, and everyone in here is a liar. And it's like, my God, do we not have city business? Do we not have city business?
Ms. Tay, this is what happens when you have people who do not have a higher education than the 6th grade. And you let them... That's why I talk about the matrix all the time. When the people who are paying attention that should be making a difference in this city are too busy working, dealing with their families, trying to make a living, they don't have time to go to the city council. They let these sixth graders that are paid by Highland Fairview, where they meet over at Highland Fairview to get their marching orders, then they walk over to the dais to cause us confusion because they're desperate to make a paycheck.
But I'm just saying, we have so much.
I'm going to call the INS and drop a dime on the next thing, just to have them just be there, just in case.
No.
I mean, that is my given right, because I think some of them, we need to do some checks. And maybe that'll break up what's going on. It's just a suggestion.
No, it's just we need to start holding people accountable for their actions.
It's not going to happen.
And if people aren't responsible enough or adult enough to realize that there's a time and place for everything.
Can I ask you this?
Sir?
When LaDonna Jimson was on that seat.
Wait.
LaDonna Jimson, whoever else, Price, was on the seat as well. That was their opportunity to do what they needed to do. Did they do that? Did they do it? If you're going to do anything getting on that dais, I don't care who you are as a candidate, if you're listening to me right now, the one thing you should be doing, if that's the only thing that I can accomplish, is to expose some of these people and what's going on. Do you not think people would look at me later on and say, that guy stood up for what was right?
Yeah.
Did LaDonna do that?
I think a lot of people have things they need to answer for.
Exactly. That was your opportunity. You can't say woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Right.
That was our opportunity right there, and she did nothing.
And it's not just, but I mean, Melina's the same way.
Sure, absolutely. No, he was part of the problem.
Right.
He was part of the problem.
Everybody. So we need to start cleaning house, and we need to fix.
You are absolutely right. Absolutely right. And we're going to get into that in the next hour. And we got a lot more to talk about, a lot more to get off our chest. And I want to hear your plan about how we should move forward in dealing with Evan Moron, Mr. Forcible Rape, Mr. I'm going to, call you the N-word and all that other stuff, and not to your face, but on a tweet.